back to my channel. This week, we're going to talk about something a little bit more serious. We're going to talk about words, which sounds like a really weird topic, but words are very significant. They've been molded and formed over years upon years so that we can communicate effectively. Words are very strange things because they mean things, they mean other things. They have a straight meaning, but then they have other meanings, and even most words, they have multiple definitions. So really, you think you're saying a certain word, but then you could actually be conveying a completely different meaning. And so I want you to start think about the words that you're saying. Because there's more to them. So this is twofold. There's the issue of words themselves having multiple meanings. And so, you could be saying something that seems very plain to you, like the word excited, for example. It seems like a very simple word. Oh, I'm excited about this happening. You're looking forward to it. Your emotions are on a high because you think it's going to be great. But excited also technically can mean something that's not good. It can be actually kind of terrifying. But then there's the other side of words where you don't realize what you're saying, the kind of effect it has on people, the way you're saying it, the way you put it, who you're saying it to. See, this comes more into the idea of the gossip, and even beyond that, even just talking to people. So when you're talking about someone behind their back, when you're talking to people about someone else, it doesn't matter what you're saying, you have to think about what you're saying. Because you could be saying something as simple as, oh, I saw them the other day. But for all you know, that could have been something very important to that person. You could be saying something that, whether or not it seems positive or negative, could truly affect that person. I have heard far too many stories of people who have found out about being talked about behind their backs and how significantly it's affected them emotionally, it's affected their health. And so you really need to think, it seems like a harmless conversation, but you don't know who's listening. You don't know who's going to take that information elsewhere. Just because someone tells you something does not give you the right to tell everyone else. Think about it. So, then also with that, there's when you're talking to someone, it seems like you're simply just saying something to them. You're just telling them something you heard. You're just being honest with them, but you really have to think about what you're saying, because what you're saying could significantly affect them. It could be something that you think is positive, or you think is something just neutral, but it could significantly affect them. You don't know what's been going on in their head. You don't know what's been going on in their life. You don't know how they feel. And so I want you to think about, what are you saying? How are you saying it? What is the meaning you're conveying? How are they going to receive it? Because you never know. You never know what kind of meaning you might be conveying to someone else, and you need to really focus in. What are you saying? How are you saying it? Who are you saying it to? I'm just going to throw out there that gossip is not okay. If you see it happening, you need to stop it. If you find yourself doing it, you need to stop. And I'm guilty of it too. It's something I'm working on. Because that is so detrimental. Can be so detrimental. Just the idea, whether it could be something you feel is a positive thing. Oh, this is great about that person, but it could actually significantly affect them in a way that they felt maybe that wasn't a positive. Maybe that was an underlying thing. Just the concept of being talked about can really affect people. You never know how the words you're saying affect someone. You think you're just saying something. You think it just means this. You think it just means that. You think you're just telling them something. But it can have so much more underneath of it, because words have multiple meanings. The way you say it, the context it's in, everything can change the meaning of a word. And you need to think about what you're saying, because if you use the word in the wrong context, you never know what could be the result. Honestly, I could go on for hours talking about words. I could go on about meanings of words. I could go on into much more depth about each of these topics. The main thing is just think about what you're saying. Think about who you're saying it to. You never know what kind of impact your words are going to have, whether it be positive or negative. And I want you to think about the words you're saying so that you can move forward with them. That you can have the most... I want you to think about the words that you're saying so that you know what you're saying. So that you can better accomplish the communication that words are meant to have us do. The definition of a word is anything that is said that has meaning. Anything that is written that has meaning. That's fairly broad. Think about it. Until next time, remain fabulous.